So there's been a lot of debate as to whether or not Nancy Pelosi should again be, well, there are sort of multiple debates going on. One of them being, should she be the House Speaker? And the other one being, will she be House Speaker? Because she's obviously been House Speaker before. She's really a bad face of the Democratic Party at this point. And so the question has arose, is it time for new leadership? Because under her leadership, and then afterwards, when she was no longer House Speaker, the Democratic Party really had lost a lot, and they had really just lost any sort of gains that they had made in any way, shape, and form. And so, as we saw with Whoopi Goldberg on The View, who was saying, oh, these progressives are ageist, and these progressives are this and that and this and that, and just smear after smear after smear in support of Nancy Pelosi, which is a disgusting thing to do. First of all, it's very disgusting to support Nancy Pelosi. Just that on its face is horrible, but also to make these smears, that makes it all the worse. So Tomi Lahren went on Fox, I believe it's Fox and Friends, which she usually does, I think, like every week. So we are going to see what her comments are. She's actually going to be right on most of it, and then she's going to sort of lose it towards the end. But she actually was right on a bunch of stuff.
I'm a master legislator. I am a strategic, politically astute leader.
What is your level of confidence that you'll be the Speaker of the House?
Total.
100%?
100%, yeah. I feel very confident about where I am, and I feel very encouraged by an overwhelming support in my caucus that will go to the floor.
Wow, that is Nancy Pelosi sounding very confident. Some Democrats may disagree. Lots of potential challenges coming up. We have Tomi Lahren here, Fox Nation host, ready to talk to us about it. Tomi, what do you think about that? Should she be as confident as she is right now?
I think she should, because I think at the end of the day, the Democrats are going to fall in line just as they always do. You know, she talks about being a chief legislator. What she really is a chief fundraiser for the Democratic Party. So those that are talking about challenging her, that want to get the headlines by challenging the almighty Nancy Pelosi, at the end of the day, money talks. I'm pretty confident that she's going to be the next speaker. And you know what? Guess what? That's good for us on the Republican side, because the more Nancy talks, the more we're excited about 2020.
Yeah, Tomi, that may be why President Trump tweeted the other day that he will help deliver the votes to make sure she is Speaker. We don't know a lot about Marcia Fudge. She's an African-American woman from Ohio. She's been in the Congress for a bit, prominent member of the Black Caucus. And here's how she put it in terms of putting a new face on the leadership watch.
There's a great deal of hope and excitement about the fact that there could be new leadership. You know, I'm a big football fan, even though I'm from Cleveland and people laugh and tease me because I'm a Browns fan. But the Browns have the same team today that they had 3 weeks ago. We changed coaches, and they started to win. Same people. Sometimes you just need a different voice. Sometimes you just need a different kind of a vision.
Tomi, I don't know if you're an NFL fan or not, but the bottom line is the Browns of Cleveland did get a new coach. Since then, I think their record is 1-1, so it's mixed. But the point is, over the last 3 years, they've lost 95% of their games. Is this the best analogy for Democrats right now?
You know, I don't know about that, but I do know that they talk about having a new voice, but they don't have a new voice or a new vision. Yes, they have others within the Democratic Party that would like to gain a leadership role, that would like to be in a leadership position, but what is their vision? Because I still haven't heard it. All it is anti-Trump and raise your taxes. That's not really a vision. So they can talk about trying to come up and challenge Nancy Pelosi all they want. I certainly don't think Nancy Pelosi is going to be a great leader for the Democratic Party, but they have nothing else. What do they have? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Is that the new face of the Democratic Party? Either way, you shake it up. Still looks bad for the Democrats.
Yeah, same deck of cards.
You know what I find hilarious? What I find most hilarious is this idea that Nancy Pelosi is a master legislator. There are a lot of things that trigger me, or a good amount of things that'll trigger me from saying, oh, Dragon Ball Z sucks, or, yada yada, nah, sucks, whatever. But this is definitely one of them, right? Nancy Pelosi's a master legislator. It's supposed to be this claim that you put forth, and you don't even need to provide evidence, and boom, just accept it as fact. It's no, she's not a master legislator. She's the worst legislator, period. I remember there was actually a town hall that she was at where people asked her about Medicare for All and whether or not she supported it. And her response was not even, it wasn't even a yes or a no. She was trying to dodge it for obvious reasons. And she just said that, every state can now get a public option. Like, that's your master legislator? Huh? What has she gotten done to be a master legislator? That doesn't make any sense. She's terrible. She's horrible at strategy. She's legitimately the worst. She's compromised from the jump. So you can't be good at strategy when you're already compromised. It doesn't make any logical sense, even in the slightest. So Tomi Lahren then starts talking about Nancy Pelosi, and actually, I pretty much agree with her on almost everything she said. So, first of all, she says not a master legislator, of course, and then she says that Nancy Pelosi is going to become speaker. Now, this is something that's very unfortunate. I wish it wouldn't happen. Like, I wish Nancy Pelosi wouldn't become Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, but regardless, I don't think that there is. I wish there was more of someone who was campaigning for the spot. So we're looking towards new leadership, and the main person we are looking at is Barbara Lee, because Barbara Lee, she's actually pretty much a legend at this point, because the authorization for use of military force, which basically just gives the president a green light to just go do anything anywhere in any country, in the name of attacking the issues, and she was the only one in the House to vote against that. The only one. That's insanely legendary. And on top of that, she supports Medicare for all. So she's clearly a real progressive. But my understanding of the situation is she doesn't really want to run for it. She wants a different seat. So there is, I don't think that we're ready yet to take the reins, unfortunately. Now, I hate Nancy Pelosi, and I hope she doesn't win and a progressive takes over, but there's no progressive really running to take that spot, and so there's not really a way to take it. Do you see what I'm saying? And as, in the next 2 years, probably, hopefully in 2020, maybe we could have a switch out. I don't know. But, as we get more progressives into Congress, and then hopefully Bernie Sanders becomes president. But again, don't know. We don't know. But I do think that, unfortunately, she's going to end up becoming speaker. And the other point that Tomi makes that's good is, yeah, she is going to be helpful to Republicans. There's a reason why Donald Trump endorsed Pelosi for speaker and was like, I guess he said something like, I'll make sure that there's enough votes to get. That's crazy, man. How is that not enough? Now, let me be clear about this. There are cases where people will purposely do that to spoil it. Like, I remember when Duke endorsed Keith Ellison for, I believe, DNC chair, and it's like, okay, well then, yeah, we still, like, Keith Ellison is obviously the better person, but obviously he's just throwing it in there to troll. But I genuinely believe that Donald Trump literally thinks that Nancy Pelosi is going to be better, otherwise he wouldn't do that. And it makes sense, because Nancy Pelosi, her positions are much, much further right than the real lefties in Congress. So her positions are much further right than Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's positions are. Her positions are much further right than Barbara Lee's position in the House. So I just feel like that if that's not enough for you to say, yeah, okay, we probably don't want Nancy Pelosi to be the speaker, what will? I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, okay, Donald Trump literally just endorsed him, and it's because of a logical idea for him that if we have Nancy Pelosi, people are going to hate her so much that they're not going to want to get stuff done. But B, it's similar to where people are saying, oh, Hillary would get more than Bernie done. It's like, how on planet Earth would the most hated person by Republicans get more done than Bernie Sanders? It didn't make any logical sense. So now what you're looking at is, I don't get why they don't pull out on Nancy Pelosi, pull out their support. Now, I guess the only issue is there's not really any opposition. Again, I really wish there was. I wish Barbara Lee would announce her campaign for it and run for it. Now, Marcia Fudge is someone who's interesting. I actually didn't know about her until I just saw that clip there. By the way, the Cleveland Browns thing was funny. She seems pretty funny. The Browns, yeah, she's right. So basically, they fired their coach because their coach is being a moron. Like, they had a Baker Mayfield, and they were, for some reason, like, the coach had the gall, I believe, at like the beginning of the season to be like, hey man, you won the second string spot. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, play the guy, like, play him. You're not going anywhere, so you might as well let this guy get playtime. And also, you don't know what's going to happen. And so, yeah, they did get a win. I mean, even one win for them is insane because they don't really get wins, period. So, even one win is big for them. But I do think that they'll probably get maybe a few more wins here and there. But just a note, I did go and check Marcia Fudge out. And she did co-sponsor H.R. 676, which was the Medicare for All bill in the House. So that's a big thing. So I'm under the presumption now that she does support Medicare for All because she co-sponsored legislation that would enact Medicare for All. So, and then Tomi Lahren trying to throw those little jabs at AOC because, I don't know, is she jealous of AOC? I have no idea. But let's keep it real. AOC is obviously, I mean, come on. Tomi Lahren is basically the moron who thinks that AOC is a moron. That's pretty much how it works. Like, she's the imbecile, and then she thinks that AOC is the imbecile, which is obviously unbelievably hilarious. But AOC is clearly, and here's another thing about the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez effect, is that she's now stuck in all of the conservatives' minds. Like, they're always thinking about AOC over and over and over again. They're talking about her. They're these dumb smears left and right. Like, I just got this, someone, I forgot what the tweet said. It was something like, someone sent me this picture of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That coat and jacket don't look like a girl who struggles. Like, these dumb, unbelievably dumb smears. They're unbelievably hilarious. But Tomi actually got some stuff right here.